Last time I tried recording some stuff and then it's recording. Good, this Vincent is here. Good. I just hope it captures the recording.
Hello?
Hello, hello, Vincent.
Hi, I just wanted to double check. I'm not sure if I clicked on like an odd link, but I'm currently using like the Zoom browser because it didn't let me open it through Zoom.
Oh, Zoom browser? Oh, interesting. Well, yeah, you're in the right spot. Depending on whether you have Zoom downloaded onto your computer.
Yeah, I have it. All the other weeks worked, but I mean, this works
Mhm.
fine, so.
Okay. Well, yeah, either way, it's good. Hello, Alex. Good to see you.
Howdy.
Hello, hello. Get some water myself.
Yeah, I definitely need a drink. I've been doing stuff for way too long. I haven't moved. Back in a minute.
Okay. Hello, hello, Tom. Good to see ya. Okay, so why don't we get started? Why don't we open with questions from anybody?
Um, I'm just kind of like still getting adapted to like the putting like a dedicated amount of time per day, like just to get
Mm,
everything done. So
yeah,
I'm really trying to. I want to get everything like I want to stay like on track and like have things done by the deadline. But
yeah,
um, I mean, it's like Easter weekend. I had a lot of family stuff, so I'm a
yeah.
little
I
behind
totally
getting.
get it. Yeah, I totally
Yeah,
get it.
yeah. So I'm just I want to try and get everything I can tonight.
Sure, sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, hope you're enjoying a little uh, good Easter celebration.
Yeah, yeah. I saw some family today and
Mhm.
caught up with some people. Yeah. So.
Hello, hello, Kurt.
Hey,
Well, yes. Okay. So, any questions? Why don't we start with that? Okay. Well, Vincent, you always have pressing questions on music theory. Do you have any today?
Not really, because of the fact I'm behind, I'm just getting back into it.
Mm.
I did the week 6, which was really just the theory. Sorry, not just. It was the theory and advanced forms, which both pretty sure I got.
Hmm.
I mainly just had one question was for if I could just send a link in the chat.
Yes, 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 for sure.
Around like 7 seconds, there's a kind of like horn instrument I like the sound of, but like I'm not really good with the naming aspect, so I was gonna ask what it was.
Here's Michael.
Frustrated with the way you currently file your tax?
Sorry.
Okay,
The
so
tax horn.
what was the question again, Vincent?
I was just wondering what the instrument name would be. Or it's around 7 seconds.
7 seconds. I think it's a synthesized trumpet. Brr, 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 brr.
Yeah. And then I had one other one, which was in the video. Let me just pull it up,
Mhm.
find where it was. It was in the advanced I ABC and ABCD.
Right, which assignment was this?
This is the week 7
Week
assignment
7.
for the
Uh,
analysis.
let's see. Week 7. Let me see here. Week 7. Week 7 analysis. IABC. Let me pull this up. Right. Analysis. And which one was it? IABC?
It
Oh,
was
yeah, the
the
form charts, right? The form charts, right?
yeah, and then
Okay.
it's the first one for the
Got,
interception noisy town.
gotcha. Okay. So, Hamazu, right? Is it
Not
this one?
sure. I'm
Is
just
it this one?
seeing. Oh no, I'm not looking at the actual assignment. I'm looking at the lecture video.
Oh. The video. Let me see the analysis. Let me see. Um, which track were you referring to?
Interception. It's the first one.
Oh, right, interception. Yeah.
Noisy town.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. So
Okay.
what was the question?
When you started playing it, I'm listening to it, and then you said that the black bars was the lead-in.
So yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. So not the form charts are laid out in a way where you got 8 bars for the whole. They're 8 bar melodies, right? 8 bar melodies, 8 bar melodies. So this is an 8 bar intro, 8 bar intro, right? So not all melodies conform to 8 bars, right? So how do we notate that in a form chart? In this case, we had a 2 bar lead in, so it's just D sus4, D sus4 for 2 measures. And so black means there's nothing here. So this is actually a 2 bar melody, quote unquote. And so that's a lead in. What I consider to be a lead in is basically a melody that is shorter than 4 measures. So it's either 1 measures, 2 measures, 3 measures, that preps you into the main idea, like an introduction or a melody, right? So this is like, I don't think in this case, the melody doesn't even come in here. They're just chords, right? So that was a little preparation, right? So we call that a lead in. Does that make sense, Vincent?
Yeah, just to double check, it's the fact that there's only 2 bars that's leading it in, and
Exactly it.
the whole format of this is 8 bars, so you just stick it in 7 and 8,
Right,
and then it'll reset from
exactly.
the top.
Exactly. I could have put this anywhere. I could have put this here, but for the sake of the form chart format, I put it here. Like technically, I could have put it in bar 1s or bar 2, wherever you want it, right? It's not really a melody, but I just put it at the end to make
Yeah.
it kind of like, okay, well, we're sort of 3, 2, 1, go. The main melody comes in. This is basically your 3, 2, 1 before the race starts, right? So that's before the gunshot. So this is the gunshot. So does that
Okay,
make
got it.
sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I know
And
Kurt's
then-
taking my analogies.
As always.
I just had one other question, which was for the groove
By the way, I
theme.
used to be a cross-country runner and track runner, so
Oh, really?
that's why. Yeah, Vincent.
I was just asking for the actual part, the composition half of the assignment for the groove theme IAB form. It's really just like free form writing. Just the only requirement for the assignment is to have it in the form, right?
For the groove theme assignment, right?
Yeah, the week 7 composition, the last portion.
Let me see where that is. Week 7 composition. Yes. For here. Yes. So you are going to write an IAB track. So yeah, you're gonna write an IAB track groove on 2 sections. So you're going to write a groove in your A section and then write a contrasting B section groove. For advanced students, you can write more sections than IAB. You can do an IABC, or depending on where you're at, you can. But the minimum is an IAB track. So you'll have to figure out the chords, the type of groove you want to start off in the A section, and what type of contrasting groove you want to write in the B section. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Whatever
Yeah, that's it for me. I just like to double check because I tend to do them wrong.
Yeah, whatever
So,
style you're inspired by. So it could be rock, it could be electronic. Yeah.
okay, cool. Thank you. That's it for me.
Good. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so any other questions? Michael, did you have any questions?
Sorry, I was at work. I'm at work. I was talking to my manager.
Okay.
I was going to ask, playing around with, I don't know why I blanked. I forgot the name, but I think it was the velocities of
Yeah.
the notes. I wanted to see how would you play around with that to make it sound a bit more realistic? Because the way I do it is I kind of just make it like ascending or descending based on the notes, like if it's a lower note to higher note. But I know like that's not always, that's more dynamics rather than helping it sound realistic. So I was wondering, how can you play around with those velocities to make it sound realistic? Because I can do like a audio automation clip and make that my dynamics, but I want to use the velocity to make it sound more real.
Right. That's a great question. The answer for that is going to be articulation and dynamics. And also keep in mind that there's going to be a limit to how realistic you can sound based on the samples you have. So I'm actually pulling up your, oh wait, no, I can't modify your assignment because you got your own samples from Splice. So I'm gonna just pull up Kurt's assignment for demonstration purposes. So yeah, so we have a piano here. I'm gonna show you guys. So we have a piano here. How do we phrase this in such a way that it sounds more realistic? There's always two variables, the volume and the duration, right? So how hard a note is attacked versus the length of the note, right? So if we were, so this is piano. I'm gonna actually mute this or isolate this. Where is it? Right here. So I'm gonna mute this, or solo this rather. Solo. So, a sort of general like rule of thumb is yes, you can kind of follow the contour of the melody. So that like the higher you go, sometimes the higher you go, the louder it is, and then going down quiet. But it depends. So you kind of have to use your ear and see what works. Sometimes that doesn't. But as a starting point, that could work. Okay, so this is a little bit too quiet, right? So we don't want that to be too quiet. This I feel like needs to pop out a little bit more. And then, so, okay.
Why does it sound so distorted?
Oh, does
It's not
it?
exactly what I'm hearing in my head.
Is this sounding distorted to everyone?
Yeah,
Is it just
maybe
my Zoom?
maybe it's the stream.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just the audio quality on Zoom. It's a little,
Yeah,
it's
it
a little
does not
tinny.
sound like a piano.
It's not
oh.
distorted.
Yeah, it's alright.
Oh, is it like really distorted?
But yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that was a piano.
Oh.
It sounded like some kind of stringed instrument.
I think that is so funky. I don't know what happened overnight that made it. I think the audio settings here, I have to reset the sample rate to, I think, 400 hopefully. Let me try that one more time. That's funny. Okay, so let me see if this is good. You guys tell me if this sounds okay. Is that sounding any better or no?
That's better. Yeah.
Okay, you guys are hearing a piano. Okay, let me just double check. You guys hear piano now?
It's still distorted, but
Jeez.
we'll just go with it. The
Okay.
bass was kind of disguising it,
Oh, jeez. That is so
but now
interesting.
it's super apparent. But whatever.
Okay.
It's fine.
Well, yeah. Well, in any case, I think I just need to restart my computer or something. So, the idea is that you create a sort of dynamic contour that is probably based off of your melodic contour and adjust it to taste. And then the next step is that there are certain notes that you might want to bring out more. Well, first off, everything, with chiptune stuff, it's okay if it's kind of like pretty by the book in terms of the rhythm, but sometimes, especially if you're trying to sound more human, like with piano and more with live instruments, you want to shift some of the notes a little bit to the left or right. So what I would do here is,
And I heard about that recently. Like a real player isn't always going to be like super duper exactly
exactly,
on
right?
time, so you can shift it a
Yeah,
little to the left or a little to the right, and you want to
exactly.
like mix it in.
Exactly.
So
Just a little bit.
This might be an old idea. It doesn't look familiar.
Oh,
I'm not sure where we're at. Oh, okay. This is the C section. Never mind.
yeah, yeah. So da 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 da. So right. So I made these notes come in a little bit sooner to make it not swing per se, but kind of slightly anticipating that note a little bit to make it kind of feel okay, well, it's not so much on the grid anymore, right? So that's one thing you could do. You could play and work around with. So shortening or like some notes, dragging them, shifting a little bit earlier, a little bit off the grid a little bit. That's going to make it sound more human and more organic. And then the other thing is note duration. Some of these notes and articulation. So some of these, so then they both go hand in hand. So what I mean by that is certain notes you might want to pop out more and accent, right? Let's say maybe I want to accent this note, so I'm going to make that a little bit louder, da 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 da. So I'm going to make it pop out more and shorten it. And maybe I want this to contrast the next note and make that more long, right? So this is going to be a staccato and this is going to be legato, right? And another thing too is dragging some of the notes over. That's more of a piano thing, so that they're not okay. Everything like kind of like what one note ends, then the other note begins. You can actually drag it a little bit over to create a kind of false echo, because when you're playing on piano, like it's not like dump 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 dump. You actually let the note ring a little bit more, so that if you lengthen some of the notes, that could make it sound more realistic as well and less mechanical. And here, for example, I would want to bring that da 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 da, make it a rising phrase, right? So these are like some of the basic nuances that you can incorporate into your programming to make it sound more dynamic. Does that make sense, Michael?
it does. Right. When you say lengthening the note, you mean like the note that comes before the next note, right? So it kind of like lingers into the next one. It's
Yeah,
not like exactly.
exactly. Yeah, so right. So well, two things. Well, one, yeah. So you can overlap a little bit to connect it better, especially for piano and even some violin samples. Sometimes it sounds too disconnected if you don't do the overlap. So if you overlap a little bit, it's going to sound a little bit more connected. So
Hmm.
that's one thing. And then the other aspect is just legato. Sometimes you want notes to be longer and smoother as a contrast to the stabby notes, which is staccato. Da
Okay.
da da da.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I got it.
That
I
what
see
we're
what you mean.
doing here is basically transporting real live playing nuances onto the computer, because this is the exact sort of thing we would do in real life piano phrasing, right?
Hmm.
actually for reals. So we're just trying to replicate that on the computer.
Okay. Yeah, I see. So basically, just try to not necessarily mistakes, but just try to program like human interaction, I guess, human interaction into
Hmm.
the notes. So like a little bit late, a little bit early. Let some notes linger out, and dynamics mainly.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
the details add up. And Alex, were you going to say something? Alex
I,
is great with
I was,
orchestrations.
well, I was just going to say, like, one thing that I find this stuff useful for is when you want you want it to feel like whoever's playing the instrument is playing with feeling, right? Not like a typewriter. But it's really hard. It's really hard to do that. So, but some plugins are good because they have lots of knobs and dials for you to twiddle, like dynamics and other things, or like the amount of vibrato on an instrument or something. So if you combine that with humanizing the notes in FL Studio like that, it can be pretty cool.
Yeah, in fact, some people actually play the parts physically on a MIDI controller.
I have one. It's just I'm not the best at using it. If I could hook up my main instrument as like a MIDI somehow and play it, man, I would be doing that all day. But
Mm.
it's I guess I have to get used to MIDI because I'm sure that would be an easy way to get velocities going because I'm not gonna play every note perfectly. And that would be a good way to minimize some of the, I guess, computer feelings. Um, but yeah, I guess it's useful to know what I'm looking for as well and know what to do when I'm just penciling it out.
Yeah, yeah. I've never in my own composing played on a MIDI controller. I've always been old school in that sense. I always programmed my stuff. For whatever reason, I don't know why. Even though I'm a pianist, I like the manually programming aspect. Yeah.
It could be because like MIDI keyboards don't really feel like actual keyboards. Like it not in the slightest. So I don't know. Maybe that you've played piano before, so maybe that just feels weird playing on something that feels kind of like plasticky.
I guess that's part of it. Yeah. It's not, it's just I never really I did it, I guess I did it like once or twice for film scoring, but um yeah, I kind of for video game music, I have doodled on the piano and then transported that over, but I didn't necessarily um really tie that into my process. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so any other questions?
I have a question
Mhm.
from I just did assignment one,
Yeah, yeah.
and so like the three soundtracks that we're going to explore that we really did, does it have anything to do with the composers that we wind up studying in the portfolio?
Say that one more time.
So so in assignment one, we had to choose three different composers.
Yeah. Hmm.
Do those have to be the same three composers that we work on in a portfolio? Can they differ? Or
It's kind of up to you. Yeah.
okay,
So,
okay,
yeah.
cool. And then also, you have three composers that you're familiar with and three composers that you're not familiar with. Are we limited to only three for the ones that we're not familiar with?
Well, it's a starting place for you to
Or
organize your focuses. You'll have,
okay,
the
okay,
entire program to explore all your influences. But that, for the sake of the
yeah,
worksheet, just pick three, your top three.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. It's kind of just getting you started thinking about it
Exactly.
and everything.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
You're
I don't
encouraged
have
to.
any questions.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't have any questions. Anything musically, but
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not there yet, but
Mm-hmm.
I have to still have to start the chip tune
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good.
stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Are there any VST that you'd recommend for the chiptune assignment?
You know what? Some of you guys have come up with more interesting VSTs than I have. Like mine are the very default ones. Well, actually, they're the sound fonts for FL Studio. Um, I'm curious to know what other people have used.
Okay. So it doesn't necessarily well, I guess with Chiptune we'd be using like waves, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not very picky about the exact sounds you use.
Okay, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I was like, oh, sorry. Would
You
you
first.
Okay, yeah, because in the video you were talking about like the saw waves and the square waves for like the to start off with
Mhm.
like for the transcription, like you also mentioned that you could also add like bass and percussion. So I wasn't really sure like what percussion sounds would sound good with the chip tunes, like with what's available with like the FL Studio, like just the presets that they have, like what a good percussion sound. So I know and originally like in the 8-bit games, like it was like the noise channel that would they
Right.
use percussion, right? So I wasn't sure like what if you
Yeah.
recommended like a sound for the percussion track, like just for
Well,
like the
with my chiptune assignment, if you've listened to it, I just use the flex square instrument for the bass and the two voices, as well as I think the drum electronic kit, or was like the basic drum kit in the general MIDI library and the flex uh, channel. So
Okay.
you might want to check those out.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, for the chiptune assignment, I kind of give you creative license for the drum part. The idea is the main thing that I want you guys to learn is writing a chiptune, the original the limitations of three voices, and making something impactful out of that. Um, Beyond that, we're in the modern era, so we don't necessarily have to use everything like the old tools. So if you want to be super authentic, then you're invited to work with authentic drum parts, but you can also use modern drum sounds too.
Also, the main limitation for the assignment is using three voices.
Yes,
Okay,
three voices and drums. Yeah,
I see. Oh, okay, so three voices and then drums added on.
assuming that you're writing a chiptune with drums. Yeah, drum parts.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Are we limited to just FL Studio, or can we use any DAW?
You can use any DAW you want.
Okay, I was just curious. Okay.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm gonna think of some.
Sure. I'm just hoping my audio is gonna work when I share the music. If we were looking at some stuff together.
If no one has any objections, do you mind if we could analyze somebody?
Absolutely. You said analyze a track, right?
Yeah.
Good,
It,
good.
it,
Let me do a quick test first, though, like just to
okay.
make sure that you guys can hear this.
Are you sure your tax?
Let me know if you guys can hear the audio for this.
Triple treat box starting at
Is it sounding
$21.99.
distorted or anything?
For
Can you
limited
guys hear
time
this?
only at Pizza
Sounds
Hut.
good.
It sounds fine to me.
Sounds good.
Okay,
Just
so
FL Studio.
maybe it was just that. Okay, so do we have any suggestions? Well, Alex, did you want to, or Michael too? Does anybody have any specific tracks that they wanted to look at?
Yes. I do. Do you need like sheet music? Do you need a sheet music? Because
We
this
can
guy, he can
analyze it. We can analyze it with our ears and our
with
minds.
our ears. Okay, let me pull up one of this guy's tracks right quick.
Okay. Okay, sure. And anyone who wants to analyze something together, drop it on the Zoom chat as well. So drop it soon so I can allot time for that.
Let's see. Let's do. Let's do this. Okay, I sent one in the chat.
Alrighty. Let's look at this. Let's see. Ooh, nice. Ooh. Well, first, tell us a little bit. Give us a little intro about this track, Michael. Oh, well, I was hoping Michael would tell us about how he selected this track. How did you find out about this track? Oh, he's probably like dealing with a customer or something. He's working.
Oops, I'm so sorry. I muted. I'm so sorry. I was gonna say this track was made by a composer named Azali, who I found like randomly one day cleaning my room, and one of his tracks just popped up on my Spotify.
Ooh.
And so he hasn't like composed for a video game, but a lot of the music he makes is very video game-esque, and I think he wants to compose for a video game.
Neat.
And so he has this kind of like sound that I really enjoy. It's very like mysterious, kind of like his songs. I feel like you could build an entire world out of them just by listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always just kind of wanted to replicate his style. So I wanted to see wanted to get a deep dive into how he works.
Well, the immediate thing I noticed, I think he's using a riff. Let's see.
I think so too.
Okay, well, let's break this riff down because this is a riff intro, right? So I think it's like, how many bars is this? Like 8 bars or 4 or 8 bars. So really cool stuff. Dun 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 dun, right? So he's thinking in, you could break this in groups of 3. Pull up my teacher pencil here. So think about it this way. 3 notes. 3 notes. 3 notes. Bum 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 dun dun. So da 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 da. Same thing. Da 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 da. So that's 9 plus 9. So this is like 1 and a 2 and a 3. I think this is this 9/8. I think it's 9/8. What is it? Wait, say 9. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then here, so what he does there is he adds a little bit of interest. Wait a second, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so yeah, so it's like 3, 3, and then he sort of harmonizes, punctuates the last note. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 1 and 2 and right? So this is the extra sophistication that we add the second time through, right? So already a little bit sophistication coming in the first measure. So let me clear all this. Okay, so let me now play this. Right, dun dun dun. So there's almost like a mini melody in the riff. Again. Dum dum dum. Dum. Okay, this is like our week 2 riff tune, right? So he's putting in a flute melody now. So that is a pan drum. The pan drums is doing the riff there, and then what else is going on? Yeah, so and then he has extra drum percussions here. flute melody, and then the violins come in. Then the music box here is a little counter melody to the flute melody.
If I might also add, it seems like it's kind of the music box is kind of replicating the little mini melody that you talked about earlier in that last part in the riff. It looks like it. I never noticed that.
It kind of is. Let me see. Maybe in a mini way. So the rhythm's not exactly the same, but it might very well be following some of the contours. So it's like dum dum dum. So it's da da da, just maybe offset. Gets repeated. So yeah, and also melody-wise, he's allowing for a lot of space, right? So he has some interesting moments where it's more rhythmic, da 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 da, but da da da. So right. I'm not sure, but I'm hearing some dissonance here, so I don't know. In the strings, I don't know if there's a mistake or something. I don't know. Yeah, some long stretchy notes. And always the order is da-da-dum, da-da-dum. So this is a slightly more advanced, sophisticated version of what we do in our basic riff tune, which is just have string pads. This is a way more dynamic version of that. So the violin here is providing the chords and is more active than our basic static string pads. So that it's just like the level 2 version of what we're doing. So there's more built-in connecting mini melodies, motion in some of the violin parts here. So it's not a single string chord here, right? There's motion in between, and then some more connecting da-da-da, right? And then so he's filling up some of. So this is the glue of the background, right? Maybe it's intentional. Some of the interesting chord choices here might kind of don't fit the riff, so maybe he's
I
intentional.
think it might be adding a little bit of tension.
A little bit of dissonance there. Another thing is the riff seems to be, I haven't been paying attention to the riff, but I think it's staying on the 1 throughout the most time. So I don't think he's necessarily moving harmonically, and on the riff at least. It's like okay, so the music box kind of dances a little bit more here. Okay, so now finally we're moving somewhere out. There's a modulation here, so he shifts to a higher key.
So what happened right there was a key change.
Yeah, he
Okay.
shifted. So you know the riff was based on dun dun the most the tonic there essentially dun. I think it's E flat, and then it moves on to dun. Dun dun. Anyway, it moves somewhere else.
Okay.
And it changes a little bit. It sounds a little bit more major sounding. Dun dun. And that's such a. Every time you see this pattern, da da ba da bum, just think Chrono Trigger.
I was thinking that. I was like, is that the Chrono Trigger lick?
The
Because I had a
Mitsuda lick.
video. Yeah, I had
The
a video
Mitsuda.
on my YouTube
I think
that
it's
was
part
talking
of
about
it.
that.
Well, I think it's da da da. I think that it's Mitsuda da ba ba da bum. It probably is the Mitsuda lick.
Were you able to notice anything with the drums?
It's
I could.
covered here. Let's see. It's kind of hard to see. It's kind of covered here.
I can really only hear bass drum. I don't know if that just means that's really the only thing moving or what.
He's using a couple drums here. I think that there is a snare. It's a bum, bum,
Oh, I can
bum,
hear it.
bum,
I can hear it.
chum, bum, chum, 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 bum, chum, 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 bum, chum, 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 chum. And then there's the giant hit.
Yeah, okay.
Dramatic
those-
Chum, chum, chum. So he's using triplets. That's just yeah. So well, also curious to hear what everybody else thinks, or if they notice anything. Observations. I'm gonna call on someone. Kurt shook his head, so he has to go. He outed himself.
All right. Can you play the riff again?
Okay.
Okay. So lately I've been breaking down like melodies, not in like rhythmic patterns, but like, so it goes like do do do, and like I count that as kind of like a character, and then like that character sort of like moves in a way or like gets, I don't know, manipulated in a way, so it sounds like it's moving. I don't know. This is just like a new realization I've like come up with, but I don't know. I thought I had a thought there.
Yeah, I think you're trying to tie this in with some storytelling and imagery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
it's called
there's like
industrial zone, so
really? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like at first when a melody starts, like I'll hear an initial phrase that sounds like complete, and then usually that gets like repeated in a different way.
Mhm.
And that's kind of how I chunk things melodically. Like it feels like a character moving. I don't know. But yeah, it sounds like Like there's like one part and then there's a second part within the riff of that moving. Like there's two separate things and not just three.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah, well, they tend to come in pairs. It's like the isolated single note riff, and then
Yeah,
you know
maybe like a miniature call and response or something like that. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not the best at describing, but it feels
That's
like there's
cool.
like, yeah, a call and response
Yeah,
there.
I agree. There is a bit of
Yeah.
a call and response. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how about Alex?
I mean, I don't know what to say really, but the thing I enjoyed most is probably the suffusion of passing notes everywhere. That kind of, because it's like it would be quite blocky without it, but it completely changes the character of how it feels.
Yeah,
It's quite pleasing.
In the riff or in the flute or the melody?
And the melody, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Melodies, yeah, great little masterclass in melodic writing here. So da 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 da.
Quite a lot of it in the flute as well.
So that's a minor 7. It's an interesting jump. So the thing about jumps is that they gotta be coordinated. Think of it like dancing. You don't want to jump all the time, otherwise it's gonna be incoherent, unless that's your thing, I guess. But the way we did plan this jump, it's like, I guess, I guess we're preparing for our leap in the or our dive in the pool here. So we have like 1 bounce, 2 bounces, boom, and then we swim. Da 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 da. So that's an interesting minor 7 interval there. That's a pretty large leap. Okay, now we're in the pool now. Da but so it's like fish swimming. Yeah, that's one phrase for you. Da 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 da. Again. So now this is the opposite direction now as a contrast. So first time we dive down, this time we're soaring into the clouds, so it's the opposite direction. It goes higher, but same rhythm though. Da, da, da. And yeah, so he's basically using 2 major tools here. Like the ornaments, like Alex is talking about the connection, da da da, which really gives interesting twists, because if we didn't have those, then there would be just long strands of notes, which could be a little bit boring. So that the little twist there, da da da, gives it the interest that we need. Da da, and it feels, whoa, where it's like, now it feels like a roller coaster. Yeah. Yeah, that's the next melody. So yeah, it does get a little bit meandering in a sense, because it's kind of supposed to be a continuous thing because of how the way the riff is going da 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 da. So the flute here is it's a blend of contour and sustains. So the contour is the shape, the dun dun dun. So that's sort of like the memorable shapes, and then the trailing off, dun, whatever, dun. So the forgettable parts, right? So that he's blending both there. Yeah. Okay, so what do you think, Michael?
I love that. That was great. I think I have a little bit more understanding of this track, and it was also nice because I like this guy, so I felt like I was able to nerd out a little bit.
Yeah.
So I mean, if office hours ever get like, if anyone ever runs out of questions, this might be what I default to. This guy has a lot of songs.
Yes, yes, yes. Excellent. Well, does anyone have any questions or tracks that you guys wanted to look at? We got 9 minutes, guys. Yeah, Dan.
Yeah.
Someone just said something.
Oh, you posted something awesome.
So there's like a riser that comes out around 14 seconds that
Okay.
kind of like it kind of sounds like I just want to know what kind of instrument that would be or like what kind of effect that could do
Oh, 4 seconds, and you said?
at 14.
Oh, 14. Okay, this is another riff. I don't know what type of riser that is. It's just whatever riser.
Are you wondering what the riser is, or the instrument that comes after?
Like how I could get that sort of crash effect. So like after the riser and then it like crashes and sounds like, like that icy glass kind of sound.
Let's see.
That one.
It almost sounds like static that's been like tone mapped to tone. Do you know what I mean? Like you just take like a really heavily distorted sample and then pitch shift it or something.
Let's listen. Well, so yeah, the risers is whatever special effects they have in this composer's DAW, and then after that there's the slight crash itself on the new section, and then the new riff, the synths. You do get here a little a really light crash there on the beat. Yeah.
It almost sounds like, I don't know, like part of it is the instrument, and I think part of it is heavy reverb to kind of create like that echo. Um, I know there might be some like dance crash or something that you can mix in with a synth. And like if you play those at the same time with some reverb on those chords, it might create a similar effect. Maybe not to the degree, because I know sometimes these video game composers are also sound engineers, so they can create whatever they want. But yeah.
Okay. Oh, if is there like maybe a chord that it is, or like what kind of note would you say it is?
On which one? Right when it starts in this new section?
Yeah, for that crash that plays right after the riser.
Oh, I think the crash is just a sound. I don't think it's a chord. Let me hear. Well, there's a chord and then there's a crash, so they're playing simultaneously. So I think the crash itself is pitchless, and then there's a chord.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the crash itself is just a crash. Yeah, so it's just the it's just the synths that's creating the chord.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might be able to find some like, because like, I don't know, that riser and crash kind of gives off like dance music, house music vibes. So maybe you could try looking for like a plugin pack or like a sample pack, something like that. I know Splice. I don't know if I know they give you like 5 free credits or something when you're first starting, and then you have to buy the rest. So
Oh.
maybe if you can go and Splice, maybe see something, look up something like that, or look on YouTube and look for any like rise and crash effects, and then see how they sound. And then for that chord, I can tell you because I'm not great at ear training, so I don't really know what that
Yeah,
chord would
okay.
sound like.
The chords. Well, that's a good exercise for you to figure out, Danny, if you really wanted to figure out
Okay.
that chord. Just start with the bass. Da, F, and I'm probably hearing some sort of sus. So F, B flat, C. Mm. Something like that. So, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, any
Because I
other?
tried.
Yeah, yeah.
I tried to like kind of cover it a
Mhm.
long time ago, but
Uh-huh.
like it doesn't really sound too much like it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, if you still have it, maybe you could share it on the Discord. We'll see. We'll
Okay.
compare. We'll compare versions.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm curious to see how you reproduce this. Really cool track. Very ambient.
You get to like 3 minutes and 45 seconds and it picks up.
Gotcha, gotcha. Very nice. Yes, yes, Danny. I'd like to be interested in seeing your cover. And hello, Eric. Eric just popped in the last few minutes of office hours. Did you have any questions, Eric? Okay, well, he's probably. Oh no, he's at work right now. Oh, but he's teaching right now. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's it for office hours today. So I think let me see it. I think who is it? Um, who was it that had a question on Discord? Let me see. I think it was Andre. So let's see. Okay, so you had a question. How to choose the right tempo when writing a piece, and how and why shifting the pitch of track affects it. How to choose the right tempo when writing a piece. That is such a fun question. I don't know how far Andre is in, but we do talk a little bit about that in lecture two. Picking a tempo for your track. I have that's an interesting question. I think you kind of just play around. You kind of just play around with with your beat, your drums. You could look at reference tracks like to see, okay, I want something to be that pace, or like, okay, I want like a rock groove that is sitting in between these BPMs, or okay, well, I want more up tempo track. So you can start with other existing tracks and picking a tempo that fits for like a speed that and mood that you're in the range that you want to write your groove in. You could also just start by playing with any one of the parts, right? It could be a drum part or a bass part, or if it's just like a piano or something, and just start from there and then adjust the BPM according to that. So that's how I would start writing a tempo. Starting writing tempo, you kind of sketch and feel it out first, and then you narrow it down. You start by doodling first. Yeah, those are two ways. You start by doodling something out, just any one part. Maybe it's a piano riff, maybe it's a bass part, maybe it's a drum part. And you're like, oh, yeah, I want a boom, 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 or like I want do 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 do, right? Whatever it is, and refine it from there. Or you could start from an existing track that you know. I'm like, okay, I know I want something exactly in that style. So that's how we go about that. And then pitch changing a track, shifting a pitch of a track. Yeah, shifting a pitch of a track can it does impact it subtly though, and so it's all at that point it's a matter of preferences, because you could like write a track in like in a key, for example, right? You could pitch shift it by literally dragging the pitch changer and do that everything after the matter, or you could individually shift the piano rolls, the notes in the piano roll of every part, right? So that is more of an individual preference. You can actually compose a track in an existing key and just like, you know, I kind of like this pitched a little bit lower or higher, and I'm liking some of the darker tones here. Like maybe your default instruments are sounding very bright, and I just want it to feel a little bit darker. That you can accomplish by pitch changing the whole thing versus shifting every note in the channels down. Like you can create a sort of like a slight more interesting darker texture by doing that. So I would say it's just a matter of preference and what you feel, like what colors get brought out from both options is how I would approach it. Sometimes if you pitch something much higher, then it'll sound maybe a little bit artificially so, or more electronic-y, in a more electronic way that it's okay, it's pitched higher. Maybe you want that sound. So it's preference and experimentation is how I would approach that. Okay, so that's it for today. Excellent guys. I really enjoyed today's session. So turning your assignments today, we got technically things are due 5 hours from now. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of your wonderful assignments, and post and share on Discord because we want to see all of your amazing work.
Thank you, Ingrid.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Great questions.
Okay.
All right.
All right. See you guys next week.
Hey.
All right,
Good
thank
night.
you.
Thanks. See you in a bit.
All right. Bye-bye.